Is it through the vagina door?
It looks like the fucking Great Conjunction.
Yeah, it's the vagina door.
Be the end?
All right, let's
or the
go.
beginning? And begin. All the same. Big change. All that jazz. So I'm currently in Undercity. Where did it take you? I went upstairs. Was there a different teleporter that takes you to Orgrimmar?
In Undercity.
He said Orgrimmar or Undercity, but I don't see how to get to Orgrimmar. I know how to get to Orgrimmar from Undercity, which is to stand outside and wait 10 minutes for the Zeppelin to show up. But hey, we can go get an Undercity tabard. That's exciting. Please level up so I can keep our attention.
I imagine going into the Undercity should help. Right?
I think they killed the Undercity.
I mean, it is a place for the undead.
No, I mean, like, I was playing that intro to Battle for Azeroth, and like I played it a year ago for the Alliance, and they burned down Teldrassil. So this fucking elevators. So the Night Elf capital's just gone now in the modern WoW. And I think when I was playing it the Horde version earlier, I was like, oh, I think they also killed Undercity.
Nah, Undercity's still here.
Which is kind of a bummer because I like Undercity. I mean, we won't be able to verify it very well until we get to the later part of the game, but I think Undercity might not be in the game anymore. We're just not in that part of the timeline until we reach Battle for Azeroth, but I think they might have deleted Undercity. And Teldrassil.
The burn. That is not good.
I'm not psyched about it. I don't like Teldrassil at all, but I actually like Undercity a fair bit.
Do you?
Yeah, I've always liked this town.
I don't think I have any allegiance to Horde cities.
I think people complained it was hard to find things here, but I always found it really easy to traverse. I find Undercity's layout to be really similar to Ironforge.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's built like Ironforge, right? Where it's just a giant circle.
Yeah,
you just keep
it's way better than like Orgrimmar and Duro and Thunderbluff are just so spread out. Oh, Undercity Quartermaster.
Yeah, he's right here. I already bought the stuff.
Get me that Undercity tabard,
guys, so I can learn how to fly.
So I can get their rep up now.
I can fly there for only 1 silver.
Yeah, I'm friendly with Orgrimmar. I'm friendly with Undercity.
Wait, do I have a quest here?
Silvermoon's already revered.
I have Journey to Undercity as a quest. Okay.
I can technically get up to Revered and buy this bag. It won't be as much of an upgrade for me, but it's, yeah, why not? Now you can begin your quest. Have you made your bags better though by visiting a bag vendor and getting something?
We're bag vendors.
I thought you said you found a bag vendor. Did you only find the guy who sells?
Yeah.
You just found the guy that sells the bag.
Yeah. Who are you? Regin. Don't care.
Undercity bag vendor.
I found a barber.
Jonathan Chambers. He's in the Rogue's Quarter.
Jonathan Chambers.
He's right in the corner of the Rogue's Quarter where it goes to the Apothecarium.
What the fuck is that at?
Look at the fucking map. Those are the named areas.
I know, I'm in the Apothecarium. Where the fuck is that?
I said the part of the Rogue's Quarter. Yeah. You don't remember? Yeah. No, there's the central circle that's upstairs, and there's the downstairs canal.
Yeah.
And that's where the 4 zones are. Jonathan Chambers. He should be over here. There you are. Bag vendor. Yep. Huge brown sack, 12 slots. Thick hide pack, 14 slots. So yeah, get these 14 slot thick hide packs. They're only 11 gold each.
Easy.
Just grab 4 of those and you're set. Do not fall for the 20 slots. They only let the things that are that particular crafting reagent fit in them.
That's good though, right?
They're all profession bags. I mean, are you that desperate for profession space?
No, but I do professions. So.
Yeah, it can be useful. It's frustrating though when you're like, I was playing my rogue and he's an inscription character, so he does the inscriptions and stuff. Like he basically writes, but he gathers herbs and mills them into ink. And guess what? Those herbs can't fit in the inscription bag. Only the ink can, and the things he makes with the inscriptions, but not the herbs. And it's like, why? I don't want a bag for herbs and a bag for inscriptions. You could fit all these in one bag. That's the whole point of a 20 slot.
Like quadrupled my backspace. So
yeah,
let's go.
so you can stop. We can stop dealing with that problem now.
Yep.
And I've got my Undercity tabard, so we just need to run outside and murder something so you're level 34.
Yep. Can you share? Oh, you can't share that quest with me for some reason.
Oh wait, ooh. Envoy to the Horde. Bring the letter from Lorthamar to Lady Sylvanas in Undercity in the... Oh. Oh wait, but you still don't have that quest, do you?
No. Can you share it with me? No.
No, because you have to finish the previous thing.
That's fine. It happens.
And then Journey to I have 2 quests saying to go to Undercity. There's
I do
also...
have Journey to Undercity, though.
Okay, so at least you have that one. Yeah, I'm going to that part of the map that looks like a morning star.
Yeah.
Which is where Sylvanas hangs out in Old WoW, which is where we still are right now. I'm amused by the fact that the Capitol building in Orgrimmar is an instance, so when you walk into it, it unloads and reloads the entire world around you. Because based on which expansion you're in timeline-wise, the contents of the capital of Orgrimmar change constantly. Because like at some point...
Same thing for Stormwind too, right?
Probably.
I think like Stormwind also changes.
Like as you go through the story and the cutscenes, you go from like Thrall to like... I think it goes from Thrall to like Sourfang to a troll. I think it's Zul'jin or something. And then it becomes Sylvanas. And so like it keeps changing. It's like when are you guys gonna just give up and give it to the fucking Tauren guy? He seems stable. Because none of you guys can seem to manage to stay alive or not lose your fucking minds every 10 minutes. Sylvanas is over here doing...
help that,
Sylvanas is over here doing fucking war crimes.
I think everybody in this game commits war crimes.
But I think like 10 minutes into Sylvanas being here, they were already like, this was a mistake.
I mean, doesn't Sylvanas like raise the dead?
Well, yeah, it's the Forsaken.
Yeah. So it's just like the fucking Lich King. This is a terrible idea. Don't deal with this person. Ignore if possible.
Level 34. What's going on?
I don't know. I'm level 34. What do you want?
Is it doing it? Did you get a prompt to join? No, it's not working.
I can now have 3 pets.
Why can't I queue for Battleground? Do I need to like go somewhere else? Am I in a bad place where it doesn't work? This chamber.
No, you should be able to queue inside of any...
It would take the portal from Tearsfall Glades to Orgrimmar, so now we can get Orgrimmar.
Oh, let's just go there, I guess.
Take the portal? Oh, it's outside apparently. I can't...
Yeah, it's gonna be in the same location.
Why can't I queue for dungeons?
You might not be able to queue inside of Undercity.
That's fucking weird.
You might have to...
Is it because our Undercity is gonna cease to exist if I level up too much?
I think, yeah, I think the problem is that you could accidentally find yourself in a pickle if you...
I think they went and killed Undercity. And like, you gotta not do it here. It's really funny, actually. Well, at least we got your bags, so we can stop.
It is ironic that the
really
city of the undead
is the dead one. Yeah.
Oh!
Were you following me?
Yeah, I was following you, and I was hoping that auto follow would just have a slight semblance of.
So that's where you went wrong.
Yep. My first mistake was trust.
I think all these elevators existed because the game ran really shittily back then, so they wanted to like do that. Like, it's like the equivalent of like, oh, you're not gonna get in? Okay. I think this is like the equivalent of like, oh, I can't fit in the store with this mount. It's too big.
Oh no!
You also you really.
God damn it!
This whole you trying to get me to play for you thing's not working for you. I think it's like when you're merging onto a freeway and they're like 2 cars per green and stuff like that. Like I think that these elevators that make it so hard to get in and out of Undercity were because they needed to like throttle how quickly people were entering and leaving the zone.
Which, I mean, that's pretty good design.
It's at least funny.
Yeah. I mean, I think it solves a problem in a way that's non-intrusive to the player. You know, like the alternative could be, okay, well, they just can't literally enter, you know, like there's an actual queue, or stalls on a loading screen until they're ready. Like those are options they went with, but instead they're like, well, let's make the elevators fucking jackasses. It's like, okay. I mean,
let's just make annoying elevators. That'll fix it. I
mean, seriously, annoying elevators are like, that's in EverQuest, the Wood Elf City had fucking irritating elevators, but it hindered the amount of people that could get into the Wood Elf City per second, and that was necessary because the servers just couldn't take it. There's a portal up here now. Don't you remember waiting for the Zeppelin up here? Yeah. It's just
the
Zeppelin's
portal.
gone.
Yeah, it's just a portal up here.
Because the city's gone, so they don't have a Zeppelin going to it.
Yeah, that's really funny.
That's great. I love it. Like, actually, I prefer.
But like, also, Orgrimmar doesn't have like that. Zeppelin's gone. Remember, there used to be a Zeppelin tower outside Orgrimmar. Yeah. It just doesn't exist. There's now 2 Zeppelin towers inside of Orgrimmar, but they go to different things than they used to. What the fuck? Yeah, it's really weird. Oh, yeah, welcome to the portal room. This is where all the portals are in Orgrimmar. There's just a weird. I saw that. I was like, oh. There's just a weird, complicated portal room in the middle of the wall for some reason. This is at the entrance. It's like at the entrance of Orgrimmar. It's really weirdly placed. It's almost like they just needed a modular spot they could slot in a weird portal room. Look at this beautiful spiky place. Blarg. It doesn't look as good as it used to. I fucking hate how Orgrimmar looks. It's just so... Sourfang? Was it Sourfang that took over and made Orgrimmar just kind of look shittier? Yeah. It's like, it used to look really incredibly iconic, and now it's kind of like a mess. It's just kind of noise. Where is the flight person here? Can I queue it yet? Okay, why is my thing grayed out? I don't know. Anyone know it? What dungeon are you trying to go to? It's because you're the party. It's because you're the party leader. Why am I the party? Because I left to send us money, which made you the party leader. Party leader now. That's why I can't queue for things. There we go. Sorry, that's my bad. my B. I am the fool. There it is. All right, welcome to the easy town, where we can very easily. All right, I'm just gonna become an artisan. I'm an artisan archaeology boy. Just going to become an artisan. Archaeology is a weird profession. It kind of doesn't do anything. Whoa, what the fuck? Did it used to do something? Oh, these are the... I think archaeology basically doesn't do anything now. It's like a weird curiosity. I believe it gives you toys. So over time they've just like reinvented all of the professions. Right? Yeah, archaeology gives you heirloom, or not heirlooms, but it gives you things for your toy box. Because my toy box is just fucking full of shit. Just full of shit. Well, yeah, because I keep digging it up in the fucking dirt somewhere. I wish the toy box handled pets better. What do you mean? I don't care about Pokemon WoW. I don't want to play WoW Pokemon. I would just like all of my collected pets to be listed by type and have one of each, like every other cosmetic menu. But as far as I can tell, if the only place to look at your pets is the pet journal, where every single idiot thing you've ever caught is collected in one place, and there's like 12 dupes of whatever, and there's no semblance of like sorting. And it's just like a nightmare. Like I got a ferret earlier, and I kind of want to use. Oh, there he is. There we go. They gave me a little Poda, and I don't know where he is. I didn't capture him in the Pokemon battle thing, and I just got him in a quest or something, and I was like, how do I summon my ferret? I gotta remember his name's Poda, apparently. Poda. He's fucking adorable. I believe it. Andrew, look at my Poda. I don't even know where you are. I'm right here. Oh. Look at Poda. Where is it? He's adorable. Oh, there he is. Look at little guy. He is very tiny. Very small. He's just this little ferret thing. Hanging out. I just randomly got him in the middle of some Battle for Azeroth quest, I think. Here's another elevator. Yep. Yeah. Ready to wait? Yeah. It's only until you get flying, though. Well, yeah, once you have flying, you do anything you want. I think that's why it's here. It's just to make you want, like, make flying feel like something new happens. Like, haha, I don't have to use the elevators anymore. Is it safe to stand there? I guess so. Yep. Yeah.
This is what I used to do when I was AFK.
We were about,
stand in the
we were
thing
about
and
to
wait.
get some science.
Nah. EverQuest used to kill you if you stood under
We were
elevators.
about to become a science splat.
And that was not good.
I think they wanted to make the elevators make it so that getting your flying felt good because they put the riding trainer up here.
Yeah, the riding trainer is up here too.
Yeah, he's right next to the flying.
I just needed the location.
Master.
What do you need?
Yeah, we need level 40 for journeyman, level 60 for flying.
We're close.
Yeah. Just remember to you want to learn your riding skills in the town you have reputation with because it affects the prices.
Here's the tabard for Orgrimmar.
Yep. And Bilgewater.
Stay away from the voodoo.
This is all three of their tabards.
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that.
It's troll, orc, and goblin.
Oh well, guess I'm going to be maxing those out.
What's nice about being a goblin is you automatically have exalted reputation prices everywhere.
Nice.
So like you just always have that. So it's like when it comes to the what is it? These later flying training prices are 5,000 gold, and for goblins it's 4,000 gold without having to do any grinding.
Oh
like,
god,
shit.
I'm gonna have to grind so hard for Dark Spear. Undercity's probably the best bet, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm almost revered with them.
You're almost revered with them? I'm almost honored with them. It was friendly, honored, revered.
Oh, sorry. I'm almost honored with them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Undercity is my closest one right now. It's because we were.
Yep.
It's because the area we were in was next to Undercity.
Oh, that's true.
I think it was at least, or it's an undead zone at least, like it was before we got here. Do we want to go off to like some Undercity related zone to do quests? You can get your bag grinding, or do we want to just like go walk out a door and just go fight somewhere? If we want to be lazy, Ashara is right here to the north. It's not necessarily an Undercity zone, but it's just one of the newer zones we can play right now, without instead of going to the Barrens.
Sure.
Fly, my dragon. I'm fine. There's water.
That's the only saving grace about water and WoW, is that it can break a fall.
Yep. Remember when it used to demount you? Your mounts couldn't swim. Oh, there we go. Your mounts couldn't swim back in the day, so you would get dismounted the moment you touched water. You'd also get dismounted by any enemy, basically, because they would daze you.
Yeah, and certain enemies can still do that.
Yeah, but it used to be every time you ever aggroed anything, it's like, well, I'm demounted, time to fight the thing.
Hey! Welcome to where we left off last time, in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, we had to match make to continue the dungeon we were already in, because they were like, we can't have long dungeons anymore.
This
people might riot.
Jackass.
He's water walking.
Yeah. I like water walking, it's fun.
Levitate. Using levitate. Yep, there we go. Now we're all levitating. My favorite one is the Death Knight one. Death Knights have a toggle they have that just makes them walk on water because they're physically freezing the water below their feet.
It is pretty cool.
So like you can see them walking on ice the entire time and it looks awesome.
The one thing that's nice about water walk is that it doesn't go away unless you take damage. So we're in a position.
I think levitate also goes away if we take any damage. Just we're unlikely to for a while.
Yeah, levitate is also the same way. Sorry, that's what I meant. I meant levitate doesn't go away until you take damage. So, or it has a time limit of 10 minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes. But we'll stay levitating.
Bats.
I mean, you're consistently usually right behind me in DPS.
I was tempted to go get us heirlooms so that we can level even faster, but I will run out of money.
I have a bunch of heirloom gear already.
Is it account wide? Like, is it on this server?
Yeah, it's account wide.
That's interesting.
I'm using an heirloom bow right now.
Oh, does that give you bonus experience?
Yep.
Because yeah, we could. I guess we're in Orgrimmar. I think the heirloom vendor was back in Undercity.
You can spawn heirloom gear from wherever you are.
Yeah, but I have to. I don't have.
You don't
cloth.
have any for this.
Yeah, I can buy it, but I don't think I could afford to deck us both out. Was the reason I was like, I was tempted to start using heirloom gear for us, but I didn't think I could fairly distribute them between the two of us.
Oh no, I have plenty of heirloom gear for Hunter.
So are you allowed to buy heirloom gear on a completely different character on a different server, and it works here?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yep, heirloom gear is account wide, not server wide.
Interesting. Maybe we'll do that after this, or next session, or next session or something.
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite part about heirloom gear is that every character I've ever made can use it.
It's a bit of a money sink.
Well, yeah, I mean, but what else do you do with your fucking gold?
Yeah, but also like with
Play the
people like
market.
Marty, like he's like, yeah, I have hundreds of millions of gold. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like you
and
can
he's
just
probably
like
already maxed out all of his heirloom gear.
yeah, well,
so.
you could just in one quick little buying session just purchase the entire spectrum of all heirloom gear, then upgrade all of it to maximum level, and still like be like, I still have $1 billion gold.
Yeah.
Because like you're like an order of magnitude higher than the entire store's total price.
I need a target.
God damn.
Yep. Well, at least my leather working's going up.
Hooray.
Hooray.
Still flying. You're the only one, I think. Oh, that's not you, that's Neebs.
I named myself after a YouTube channel.
I was, I don't know if you probably don't give a shit or pay attention to. There was the whole thing on Twitter, people clowning on iDubbbz.
Oh yeah, I know about that.
And so like, like Leafy, another YouTuber made a video after a 2-year hiatus just to dunk on him as well. And then I realized, like, man, if the guy had actual comedic ability, he would have made a new video on April Fool's Day dunking on iDubbbz, because then it would have been a huge thing of, oh, after 2 years he came back and finally made a video, but it's on April Fool's and it's dunking on a guy. So is it a real dunk or is it a joke dunk? Like, is he joke dunking on iDubbbz?
I mean, Leafy has never been an entertaining person in his life.
Which is so upsetting, because he had a perfect lead in. Like, all the cards are set. He just literally couldn't read. And that's like the most disheartening thing for comedy.
What a thing to say.
So,
no, just no, Leafy was always incredibly like off-putting and just
well, I mean, he's just one of those
nothing to
noxious,
like. It was just
yeah, it's a noxious, toxic YouTuber who goes around and harasses people for
hello, fellow
being,
gamers.
hello, fellow gamers. But it struck me as like, man, I can't believe you just threw that away. Like, you had such a good opportunity. Are you throwing rocks all the way over there, bud? Yeah, you better fucking run. Are you still coming? Okay, fucking, you need to stop now. Get over here. You're either committing to this or you're not committing. I'm not gonna have this guy fucking throwing rocks for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, that was just the latest thing in a series of reminders. Like, hey, just in case we forgot, internet's pretty misogynist. What's that? A story about a woman that's doing something of her own free will, and her man's not taming her enough to stop her. It's like, that's the narrative here. It's like, Jesus
the
Christ.
narrative is that it's very I guess beta of you to let your significant other profit off of horny people, which is a weird thing, because the people who are like dunking on him are the same ones probably buying access to see her naked, which is like, guys, you're just paying him.
From what I heard, she literally didn't even have nudes anyway. So it's literally like no one even is looking into it. So they're just talking out their ass.
Well, yeah, she doesn't actually post nudes on there. It's just lewd stuff, which is still, I I guess, enough to upset people. Honestly, the OnlyFans thing, I will call it, because I don't know if it's a revolution, but
if it's a revolution,
it feels like it. It feels like women are just like, you know what if porn costs money forever now? And people are like, that's not fair. That's not fair. I no, you can't do that. And so like,
I mean,
upset
isn't it basically
anytime
just
there's
like
like an OnlyFans
isn't it
that is
basically just like
successful.
having a Patreon?
It's basically a Patreon.
In fact, it sounds like it was probably a Patreon that was launched because I think Patreon said no porn.
Yes, that's exactly why it exists.
Yeah.
It's because Patreon refused to support porn, so porn found a way. And the way that porn found, as it does, and the way that porn found was not appealing to the general audience, which was, oh wait, I have to pay for it now? This isn't as fun.
That's what it was like on Patreon too.
Except on Patreon, a lot of people leaked it. But the difference with OnlyFans...
You can definitely leak anything from anywhere.
Well, you can, but the difference with OnlyFans is you can make it harder for that to happen. So like OnlyFans, you can have...
Aren't they just image
kind
files?
Of like, well, it's kind of like Snapchat, where it will tell you if someone is distributing your content or like trying to save your content.
Are you not able to...
No, you just got to look at it through the site.
Can you not look at it on your computer?
You can, well, you can,
because like phone apps have the weird thing like Snapchat does, but like how do you, your computer isn't gonna like tell on you.
Well,
computers don't tell on you for
you.
Your computers don't, at least as far as I've ever heard, I've never heard of a website like reporting you, like your computer telling a website that you hit print screen.
Oh yeah, that's
or copied an image or whatever.
Oh yeah, you can tell when someone does that. The web browser keeps track of the keys you input. You can definitely do that. It's
like
just not a feature that people. There's just no
to.
commercial success to do that. So why would you?
Like I feel like you. Yeah, I feel like it's someone could just be like, nah, turn that off. Just turn off that part of Chrome or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like the whole point of modern browsers is they're supposed to be moddable and changeable. Like that, if somebody wanted to leak, it wouldn't be that hard.
Oh, I mean, it wouldn't be hard, but again,
that's
you
all
have
beside the point.
Yeah,
the real point is that the internet's fucking creepy and really loves to control women and tell them what they're allowed to do.
I also learned a new word,
and then shame men for not controlling their women well enough. And this is 2020, by the way. This is now.
Man, get a hold of your ladies. This is the current year. Going on the internet and posting nude photos for money.
I don't know what happened where 17-year-olds started getting really like fucking puritanical and boring. It's probably, I'm pretty sure it's Jordan Peterson and Ben Shapiro's fault to make like it weirdly cool to be like fucking the opposite of punk. Like we're all gonna put on our suits and go to church together. It's like the hot new thing with the Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro crowd. Or they're like ultra right and ultra conservative, so it's like radical now to be fucking boring and like not be pro porn and shit. And it's like, this is fucking weird. How did this happen?
I think what happens is a lot of people on the internet are very sad and very lonely, and they do not have significant others to have conversations about whether they can distribute
I'm gonna make
porn.
my life boring to own the libs.
And yeah, and so people get upset when other people are having this kind of really cool situation where they're in a relationship with a really hot person, but that really hot person is making tons of money by being hot. And so people are just like, this isn't fair. This shouldn't allowed to exist. And it's like, but it is.
I'm just losing my mind seeing young people unironically use words like degeneracy, and I'm like, what the fuck are you? Did you fight in Nom? Like, who are you?
Did you fight in Nom?
Because you seem to be like a 16-year-old, and you're using words like degeneracy, and it's like, excuse me? Are you the ones that hate the rock music? Like, yeah, 4chan became the least cool people over time, which is hilarious because like their whole self-image is that they're supposed to be so awesome.
Old and left.
They became the lamest, most embarrassing fucking like buttoned-up collar assholes. Fucking homeowners association cucks.
They were left with a legacy that they couldn't do anything with because they had no world experience to do anything with it. So like all they knew was B, and then they said, oh, that thing where we go and troll people, that's all 4chan is. And then old 4chan people are like, wait, no, it's about
Remember when 4chan and Anonymous did leftist advocacy for like 1 year before they started sucking really bad? There was a brief period where Anonymous was like a leftist thing for like a day, and then they're like, hang on a minute, we hate doing good. And then
I think it was
just
more
been like
of
10 years plus now of just
the hard part is because everything is LOL for the jokes. It kind of just makes nothing worth it. So anything that 4chan does is kind of just a, yeah, but why did you bother? Like, I don't really give a shit, because at the it's, you know, it's like Overwatch when your teammates are literally racist, toxic assholes, and you're like, I don't want them to win, but I want to win the match. Like, that's kind of 4chan now. It's like, I don't want 4chan to exist, but I don't believe that it should be legal to shut down a website because I don't like what they do. But I also just, I really just don't, like, 4chan is just not good. They don't benefit anybody.
I think, because didn't 8chan get shut down?
8chan got shut down for child pornography, which is a legitimate thing. You should be allowed to shut down websites for,
and also
because that
all the
is a
shootings
crime.
that they were instigating.
Well, that was
like
different.
Knowingly
that was,
and encouraging, and then like laughing about it and having a fun time with it. It's like,
well, 4chan also did that, but the
they were
difference here is that
basically becoming a terrorism website. Like,
4chan
unironically,
isn't a terrorism website. It's
8chan was.
It's a hotbed for radical insurgents to easily manipulate young minds into becoming radicals. But it's not a terrorist organization. It just plays well on the internet.
8chan straight up was. When it's,
I mean,
when it's
all the chans are terrorist
unironically
organizations,
organizing and encouraging terrorist acts on American soil, which is literally what was happening.
Well, I mean, there some
Just
of them
because
were
they
New
cage it
Zealand.
in irony doesn't mean it's not happening. Like, that's been the whole fucking For the Lulz defense from day one, is like, I did it ironically. It's like, I can't believe people think that this is a fucking neo-Nazi dog whistle when it's used by neo-Nazis as a dog whistle, and we say it's for neo-Nazis. And it's like, it's not ironic. We fooled them, didn't we? They all think it's real. It's like, and it's also, it's real. It's real. It's real the whole time.
Well, the problem is
the people
4chan
who are
does
at
jokes,
the
and then the
people
people they're doing jokes on adopt it as truth because they don't know it's a joke.
No, it's
And
not
so-
even that. No, it's literally the far-right organizations infiltrating 4chan and intentionally using irony to trick the 4chaners into thinking it's a joke. It's the 4chaners that are getting fucking tricked this entire time. They're the fucking idiots.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
they're
I
the
know.
ones
The-
getting
the-
fucking riffed on, is that they're actually being infiltrated by these organizations for real and being tricked into thinking it's all ironic, and then they're just and then they're like, quote-unquote, ironically being creepy alt-right trolls until they just unironically are.
You mean until they realize,
And I
wake
watched
up,
so
and
many
stop
people
using
that I grew
4chan?
up with in high school just get creepy as fuck as a result of that whole pipeline of just being like for the lulz until it's actually not for the lulz, and like the actual people that they're pretending ironically to be are actually real still and actually in their organization and tricking them into being that, and then they're just unironically touting creepy like horrible ideologies for lulz until, but it's like it's actually doing the thing. It's just actually doing the thing. That doesn't, there's nothing there's nothing ironic about it. They're just doing the thing. The world got
Killing the
gross
gator?
and creepy
We're
as
not
shit.
killing the gator? What are we doing? Did he jump off?
Someone jumped off, I think.
Then we killing the gator. Let's get him. Let's get that boy. Can we get a hallelujah levitation? No? No levitation? Okay. Well. Okay. I was gonna do a ready check, but that works too.
I mean, we're all here, right?
That's what the ready check's for. Answers that question real quick.
Aquabats.
Bats. I think the problem with sites like 4chan is that when people become de-radicalized, they don't actually try, or I mean, at the very least, it's muted of their attempts to try to like go, hey, wait, guys, this is bad. Like
They
we're
just
the
disappear,
bad guys.
basically.
Yeah, they go away because they know that the discourse in that area is just so
Because there's so many
unsalvageable.
instances of that. Like there's a billion YouTube videos about that, of people being like, when they had their moment of realization of like, what the fuck am I? What am I doing? Jesus Christ. And then they back away slowly and try not to get killed because they realize that the people around them are like actually dangerous that they're interacting with, and they have to figure out how to like back away without being noticed that much, because they might, like, you know, get doxxed and swatted or something. Because those are all things that are used, quote unquote, like ironically but unironically.
Fucking talking about that. Did you see that some like an employer called the police to check on a employee who hadn't shown up to work in a few days, thinking that, oh, maybe they were sick, they just want to make sure that they're not dying. And the police went to do a wellness check and killed the person. Yep.
There's been a few different instances of that where a wellness check results in murdering someone. No, there was a case where
how does that result in killing someone?
Oh no, because our police is militarized as fuck, and they're terrified constantly, and they're trained to be terrified, so they'll just like hair trigger murder people.
If it's so scary to be a cop, then maybe you should get rid of the fucking thing that terrifies you, which is always the guns. Like.
There's an ongoing thing where the actual behavior of police makes me afraid. Like, would I call the police if a scary thing even happened?
No.
Like there was a case where a neighbor saw a door ajar and they didn't want to investigate themselves because what if it is something? So they called the police because that's what's supposed to be what the police is for. Is you call the police when something seems suspicious. So because you know you're supposed to trust them. And so they called the police, and the police were going to do a wellness check because the door was ajar and like maybe somebody broke in or whatever. But inside the house, like it was a mother playing video games with her son, and the police, instead of knocking on the front door, went around the side and went to the window, and they shot her to death.
Wait. I'm sorry.
Yeah, figuring out the rest of the
couch and thought it was a credible threat to their lives. By the way,
there was a woman in her house that she owned with her son playing video games, and she got shot on a wellness check where the police didn't even knock on the front door. They creepily snuck around the back and then shot the first person they saw. Basically. Yeah, no, it's a fucking
literally
mess.
Fucking terrorism. You cannot allow that.
There was the swatting instance where the guy answered the door and just got shot, and it turned out it wasn't even the right address. So the guy was trying to swat. It wasn't even the person who got shot. It was a completely unrelated person. And the person died for no reason. He just got shot.
So my neighbor, I guess I am led to believe, takes psychotic medication. And he decided to stop doing that due to the coronavirus. And so he stopped taking his antipsychotic medication. And what he would do is in the morning at 6 a.m., he would wake up and just fucking scream outside until someone showed up, till someone looked at him. Then he screamed and ran inside his home, broke things in his home. You could hear him literally punching the wall, throwing things against the wall, breaking shit. And then when he realized people weren't outside, he would open his door and start screaming until someone came again. And he would repetitively do this for hours. And I couldn't call the police because I knew if the fucking police came, they would fucking shoot the guy. And I just couldn't, like, I couldn't bring myself to be like, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be the guy who gets a fucking person killed.
Yeah.
And so the police did eventually show up, and they were fucking livid. They were like ramming that dude's door as hard as they could. They were like, get the fuck out here. What's going on? I was like, okay, this is terrifying. And so I'm just like in my home. And so I'm just in my home trying not to go outside, or like, cause I have to, you know, eventually I have to walk Shadow.
I didn't even know this was here.
I'm trying to to not do that because I don't want to interact with them in any capacity.
No,
because I'm terrified that if I open my door on accident, they might just shoot me on instinct. So I'm just like, I don't fucking, can you leave? Like, can you go away from the door? Can you, like, police, please leave the vicinity so I can be safe again. I don't want you here. Which is baffling. It's
Razorfen Downs is 35. We're just not quite tipping over the next step each time.
Nope, I'm at 58% till.
I forgot to get a innkeeper while we were here. Oh well, I just need to remember not to hearth when we're done, or I'll be all the way back in Silvermoon.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But no, I was feeding my mom's pets and like generally tending to them because sometimes when they're on a vacation for like a week, I'll come by once or twice to take care of their pets. Like because it's like cats and stuff, so they're like mostly abandonable. You just need to like empty this thing, fill that thing, they're good.
Cats are very easy.
But I pressed the wrong button on their alarm and wasn't sure how to like reset the code so I could start over at typing the code in, and like while in my hesitation it then like went into full-on like nightmare alarm mode, which wow, first time experience with that, where like the alarm was so shockingly loud I had to leave the house because I was fearing hearing damage, because it is like that's a deterrent. That is a real deterrent. Holy shit, man.
That's all they are.
Yeah, so I had to leave, and then the alarm finally came off. So then I came back, and I said that once the alarm finally shut up, I then went back in and I typed the code correctly this time, and everything's good, I thought. So I went around and I was tending the stuff and everything, and yeah, I get a phone. I get the doorbell ringing, and I kind of glimpse to the people, and there's two police there, and like they have guns in their belts. And I just didn't answer the door.
Wait, what? You didn't answer the door?
Nope. I was like, you know what? They have guns. I don't really want to be in a gun situation. And like all of my windows and everything, all the windows and stuff were closed. They couldn't see me anywhere because my mom's paranoid enough that there are no exposed windows anywhere in the entire house. Every blind is always closed in these situations because she always thinks she's gonna get robbed. So I just stayed in the house. And they actually went around the backyard and side yard. They were trying to look around.
Oh, God.
I was like, oh, this is creepy. And it's like, I was anticipating how awkward it would be if they I'd have to do I need to explain I don't trust the police if they like catch me ignoring them because I don't trust them.
Don't do that.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. I know I didn't. Nothing about it seemed like a good idea, but I also just didn't really. I couldn't really bring myself to open the door because I just don't trust them.
No, I get it. I've been in that situation where I tripped an alarm.
I don't live around guns. Like, I don't want to introduce myself to two people with guns. What the fuck?
That's a fair thing.
You have like their devices designed to kill people. It's the kill people button. It's like, I want a special device that has a button that kills a person, and that's its purpose. Like that's what it's for, and there's two of them, and it's like that's what that device is designed for. It's not really arguable. That's what it does.
Well,
and so it's like I'm not really conditioned to be all like, oh yes, ha ha ha, pretend this is normal that you have the kill device with you. Like, what if they were just fucking like rolling around an electric chair, and if anyone gets suspicious, they just get put in it? It's like that's the same concept. Like, you should be off-put by that. It's weird how normalized it is for a lot of Americans because it's really fucking creepy.
Well, it's because a lot of Americans don't actually have to interact with police officers on a
I haven't grown up interacting with the police, and I haven't grown up with like people fetishizing guns and going to gun shows all the time and ranges and shit, or hunting and everything. So I'm just like, no, this is all off-putting and weird. I don't like any part of this.
I have the opposite, where like I'm very used to guns. I grew up around guns. And that's kind of why I just have the view that I do, which is like, I can't just fucking kill people easily with guns. They're just so almost comically easy to do. And that should be terrifying to people who see, like, who just hear even just an accidental shooting is like, that's too many shootings. Like, you can't accidentally kill somebody, man. That's it. You only get one shot, you know? Like, if that person's dead,
you get paid leave. You get paid leave, and then you come back to your job.
But like, you can't accidentally recover someone from a headshot. Like, if you shoot somebody dead, they're dead. That's it. And you can't just be like, oops, well, you know, the job's tough. I made a mistake. Then you can't do that job.
No, there's a lot of footage of people like police stopping somebody in like a hotel hallway and then like shouting a bunch of contradictory commands where everyone's just shouting and it's a panic situation and the guy doesn't quite respond correctly, but he's also not making any aggressive moves, and then they just shoot him. But he didn't act right or whatever. And it's like somebody who like there was no reason to shoot them, and they're just like in a terrifying situation and don't know what to do, and they're like panicking.
It's
and
usually
they didn't do anything
like
wrong.
what basically leads me to be very
and then the best you get as feedback is basically the fucking like let's player fucking like let's play commenter backseat gaming shit. It's like, should have done that. Then you would have got shot. It's like that's the best empathy people can fucking drum up about a guy getting shot by the police having not done anything wrong, is to be like, you should have done that. You're supposed to do that. Go listen to the police.
You should just listen to what they're saying, and you're like, I didn't do anything to
why were you making furtive moments? Obviously the cop's right when he shot you for no reason to death. There was a part where the cops got called because there was this patient that had to be cared for because he's mentally incompetent, and he's just this is another quest we just got. There was a case where this patient was mentally incompetent and just, you know, he makes noises and he acts erratically and so on, and someone called the cops on them, and he was there with his caretaker in the park, and both of them laid down on the ground because they're being signaled out with it by the cops, and they were told to lay down, and for some reason, while they're already on the ground laying down like stomach down, the cop shot the caretaker, and so he had to go to the hospital. Like they're prone on the ground, unarmed, and there's no threat, and then there was no crime happening, and the caretaker gets shot just cuz. It's like, it's almost like it's just too fucking easy. Because they just got the kill button. They just walk around with the kill button, and they're trained to be terrified of everything all the time, and just fucking be ready to shoot. And it's like, you're with regular people, nothing's happening, and then you get all these weird platitudes like, it's a hard job and you should have made that furtive movement or whatever, and it's like, what the fuck? These are regular ass people living their lives, and there's no protect and serve happening here. There's just people getting killed for no reason.
It's really easy to say that until you're having a gun pointed at you, and then you're like, fuck, how do I get out of this situation?
It's terrifying.
And you realize, oh, you can't. They decide if you get out alive. It's their call. And if they think that for some reason you're just oddly weird to them, they don't like how you look, they can just shoot you. And you can argue, no, they can't just shoot you, but they do just shoot you. And
they'll get away with it because there won't be consequences.
If they got fucked up, what is the county gonna do? Punish a police officer? How does that look for new police officers? They don't want to get punished. So you gotta not punish police officers.
It has to be like basically impossible to defend the police officer, which is pretty possible because they're given like infinite rope.
Yeah.
Because like there's like 12. There's so many different like bizarre statutes that just defend anything they could possibly do. Because like they just have to view, like there's like defenses along the lines of like they just have to feel like they were reasonably threatened. There's like a reason, like they have to feel, it's like their internal feelings determine reality.
Oh yeah, their feels are all
like all of the normal standards for the law are out the window because they're given like infinite range to just kind of do what they want.
Well, because their job's hard, Keith. Their job is hard. But it's not their fault that the job's hard or that they're not good at doing the hard job. It's the people's fault for being non-responsive to people with guns in their faces.
They feel like the fucking Yakuza sometimes.
They've all
got each other's backs, and there's a code, and nothing will ever happen to them if they kill people and so on.
Have you never seen the military?
And we just kind of convince ourselves that like, but no, we're better off with the Yakuza. Like they help the community. The Yakuza, it's in that game, totally.
They help the community if you're, you know, not an undesirable.
Then you have all these other creepy things like the fucking, like the seizures.
But, you know.
Was that Arizona or New Mexico or something where they have the thing where they could just fucking like pull you over and then they just take your shit for any reason basically and just never give it back. And like that's just theirs now. And like they was shown that like the majority of the budget of their entire departments was coming entirely from those seizures. They were just stealing from people like the fucking Yakuza. Like they were just a crime organization pretending to be the police. Because they were the police. And like that was their entire budget, was just fucking seizing shit from random people on the road every day, all the time. And then people are just like, and people defend it, and I'm like, what the?
Who do I talk to fucking finish this quest?
I've been here before. It's this fucking asshole. The guy in the middle of this town needs to like not be in the middle of a war, but this war won't stop happening constantly. I think it's Agtor, this red guy.
He says defend the gates, but my man, I've been defending. And
Yeah,
the
no,
gates,
there's this
they
thing
ain't-
where this stupid war thing keeps happening, and as long as he aggroes on stuff and can't stand still for like a minute without aggroing on something, it'll just keep happening.
Okay, well,
I think it's just that the event that's happening right now is so long, even though they only expect you to kill like 20 people for the quest, and like until the attacks end, you can't turn your quest in. It's like it's rough. It's pretty rough.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try to kill them before they get here then.
I don't know if it works. We might
God
just,
damn it, dude! Stay the fuck in the
Yeah.
middle. Fuck.
I'm gonna go hunt deer. We were killing them earlier, but I don't think we were able to loot them when we were in a thing. But so I'm gonna go do my 15 slabs of venison. Have you leveled yet? You're level.
I am
36.
level 34.
Because we just did Maradon, right?
Yeah.
But you're level 34?
Yeah, I'm 34.
Why does it say your vehicle's level 36?
I don't know, because my vehicle
Is there a
level
party
36.
screen? I don't know how to inspect. I don't know how to look at what way you are.
Just highlight over the person's icon.
Well, it says you're level 36, but it's as your vehicle. Your character's not you while you're in the vehicle. You want to just hop out? I think you finished all those quests, right? You got like lumber and killed those spies. Yeah, you're level 35. You full of shit. That's what you is. Full of shit, lying to me, Andrew.
Oh, thought I was 34.
Thought we knew each
Said I
other.
was 34.
We could have been together.
What the fuck? Why are there so many of them here?
Yeah,
fuck,
no,
man.
just give up. Let's just go hunt.
God.
Let's just go hunt deer. I need to get 15 slabs of venison. Oh wow,
please.
I was instanced. A bunch of enemies just materialized in every direction. You're in a different phase. It might be best if you just leave and come back. Because we just got out of sync with each other phase-wise. So
go.
like,
Now I'm here.
I think that's just an instance where that war is happening forever until you leave and come back.
Seems like it. Seems like. Oh, I don't have a pet because my fucking pet's gone. There you go. Yeah, I don't really understand a lot of
It's
elements
too far away.
of society here. I think it's like a weird. There's a lot of weird old rules that we just follow because old people say we have to do it that way. It's the only way that works, and I'm kind of inclined to believe they're lying because
Well,
I can see
we're the
other
generation that
countries-
just feels perpetually betrayed by our parents.
Well, I mean, they
While
don't
we watch
really
the
give us
world we're
much.
going to inherit full of broken systems and a broken...
Yeah, we don't really have any
climate.
basis to believe
And
that
as
they
the
did
world
good in
melts
their
down.
lifetime.
I'm out of range.
Like, I think our parents' generation were just spitefully living to kill us for some reason, and I don't know what we did to deserve it, but they certainly are fucking bringing it hard. Like I get it. Raising a child sucks. That's why I don't do it. But I also don't like try to spite children. Like,
Turn of the
try to
Highborn?
try to
I just
fucking
picked up a
destroy
letter
the
that
world
gave me
they
a
live in.
quest.
Nice.
And it's not shareable. So hope you
No,
got it too.
I'll find one. Maybe I have one? I do not have it. Oh no, a ghost!
Spooky. I'll throw my demon dogs at him. Oh, nope. He didn't live long enough for the portals to work. What's it like to be
always
like
wonder-
halfway, a dog is just halfway through squeezing through a portal sphincter and just gets sent back to hell? Like, sorry, no. Didn't actually need you. We weren't ready.
It's like, oh.
JK.
I'm trying to fucking loot here. Could you not?
These fights are so short that it feels vaguely disrespectful to the creatures I summoned to bring them in. Like, every fight is so instantly over, and then the creatures, they have like a summon time of like 10 seconds, and they just go back to not
there's a
existing. And it's
letter.
like, I'm sorry for that very brief disruption. We had to like come into
now
be. It's
also-
like Bob,
Yeah.
where Bob just has to come into being right here in the middle of the fight after not being in it, quickly figure out what the fuck's happening, orient himself, do something helpful, and then just vanish 10 seconds later. And it's like, that's me, that's my life, that's what I do all day.
What's your
It's-
job? I suffer.
Yeah,
Like,
it's so much weirder than like It's so much weirder
Stop,
to think
dude.
about.
I don't.
It's so
I
much
just
weirder
want to loot these fucking animals. Could you stop being restless for 3 seconds?
It's so much
such
weirder
a
to think
worthless
about
fight.
than like the context of like a hunter pet that's just there perpetually, just hanging out.
Yeah.
It's what
Well,
they do.
I mean, this your minion thing stays here. Zagamon.
Oopsie.
He stays here for a pretty good amount of time.
Although I switch them out a lot too. But yeah, like my demon, I have when I'm fighting, I just will have an army of imps around me that are all shooting fireballs. I don't know if you notice that sometimes.
Yeah, I do see you'll summon like 6 people.
And that's not even an action I do. That's
yeah,
some kind of passive part of my class that's never explained to me. But I also have a summon dogs button that throws 2 dogs at the enemy. And I summon bats.
I love the idea that you're just minding your own business and then demons show up and start throwing fireballs and you're like,
oh yeah, no.
Is this part of my thing, or are they just like...
The secret is that, yeah, like my warlock class is an incredibly complicated... Oh, I don't like how that fucking... That's the do you see that? That's the unobtainable elk.
What?
There was an elk in front of us, but you change zones when you walk across that threshold, so he can't ever be killed. He's just hanging out over there, inaccessible. Yeah, this guy's still not doable. Still gotta go over find more elks, I guess. But there's what I've been finding out over time is that the warlock class, as I level up, I keep gaining things, but because there's no trainers anymore, I never know what things are I'm gaining unless they're an ability. But like I'm actually gaining constant like weird passives and procs and systems that are never explained to me. And I don't know even, like you have to look at outside sources to learn how your class works.
So wait, where are you going right now?
I don't have my slabs yet.
Oh.
I didn't see any more stags, and the one I tried to approach vanished because we reached the threshold of the weird zoning.
Gotcha.
I'm killing more of them. But yeah, like there's like some kind of thing that happens where sometimes when I'm using demon bolt, my next shadow bolt becomes free. And sometimes when I'm attacking, I generate imps, and I have another, and the first time I had reference to that was I had a talent or something that said that if I press this button, I can sacrifice 2 imps to do this thing, and I'm like, what imps? How do I get imps?
Look at this guy. We have to kill him. You want to kill the tree guy?
There's also that thing. Yeah, we should kill him.
I think we need to get in a vehicle.
You think so? We might have to, yeah. It is a giant tree.
But
remember that thing where we were playing as our Tauren, and like I had a ghost wolf talent before I ever unlocked having a ghost wolf.
Yeah.
And so it was a weird talent about the feature. There we go. I've had some of those as this guy too, where it's like, here's a talent about sacrificing imps to do this button or whatever, and I'm like,
I do what now?
I'm like, what imps? And then like I think it was like a level later, imps started generating randomly when I'm fighting. And it was never introduced or explained. I'm like, I don't know where these imps are coming from.
Give me quests.
Like, I still don't know. I don't think I know what the imps come from or what their rules are or what they do. I just sometimes have a bunch of imps around me that are shooting fireballs. And I'm like, I didn't do that. They just appear. I'm confused. It wasn't me. I have to like try to like. You guys
are just running off for fucking some
Let's see. Yeah, like I got, let's see, I think they're running towards...
Okay, why, okay. Can I ask why the team is...
did they just miss that guy?
Well, they're just running through.
I think they were hoping they would all aggro on the tank.
I mean, valiant thought.
Oops, I need to unsummon my Void Walker because it has a taunt. Ouchies.
You can turn off taunt.
Yeah, but you don't want to melee. You don't want to melee pet in instances.
All my pets are melee.
Well, yeah. If you can avoid it, you don't want to melee pet. Because they can get killed by stuff constantly. When they're like at the boss. Whereas my imp just stands next to me. My real imp, not my weird rando imps.
Spiders, no.
I've got my personal imp, Kustuk, and then I got my weird rando imps, and I don't know where the fuck they come from.
Oh yeah, what's... Damn it, where's my fucking tank? Set focus. Attack the enemy he's attacking.
Oh, he's got a new button. Summon Fell Hunter.
Nice. Fell Hunters are good.
Summons a Fell Hunter under your command, able to disrupt the spell cast of your enemies.
Yep. which is really great and helpful.
Oh, it's a new summon. Gotcha. Like a real summon, I mean.
Yeah, it's like a real
I thought
summon.
because it doesn't.
It's a big boy summon.
I just I have a summon button, and I just summon everyone out of that. It's like a you know how some characters, some classes have a drop down menu skill.
Yeah.
That catches all their many things that are applicable to that. Like I think rogues have a. If you're a rogue that has poisons, if those exist anymore, like that would be in one of those. So it didn't automatically just go in there, so I was confused. So I thought it was like my dogs. So I was looking for more information, like does it have a cooldown? How long does the Fel Hunter stick around?
Help me.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Give me stop it.
I mean, he's a big spider. He hungry. Big hungry
I didn't like
spider
that at
boy.
all. That was a
Oh, he's
bad
pulling
time.
you gotta leave, dude.
Leave?
You writing in script.
Well, he's probably just autopiloting through instances like I do.
Unfortunate. Hate to see it happen.
And so, interesting quirk. Just because, like, you know, every now and then you try a class that you haven't tried for a while, and you're like, wow, they changed the fuck out of this guy. Like how my rogue has dice and a gun. I'm playing an elemental shaman. So fun. Yeah, I don't know if you know how weird they are now, but they have they have a new resource called Tempest or whatever that builds up as they cast elemental spells. And then stuff like Earthshock costs Tempest to use. And also, Earthshock used to be a instant cast spell interrupt. Now it's just an instant cast high damage spell that requires Tempest. It's a finishing move like a rogue, which is weird.
Yes.
But what's also really weird is that none of my spells cost mana. So I have
Wait, so what do you have mana for?
So yeah, like my elemental shaman has 3 meters health, mana, and tempest, or I think it's called maelstrom. I think that's the correct name for it. So he has all these different bars, and like all of his spells don't cost any mana, so they just are free. They're just cooldown / casting times, and that's it. And then there's some spells that cost maelstrom, so you have to build up to them like the rogue finishing moves. But no, the only spell I have that costs mana is my heal.
But
and I also have like a baby mana bar where I can only cast like 5 quick heals and then it's gone. So it's leading to like a weird, like, I'm thinking about my mage the way I would think about an Overwatch character. I'm like, oh, I have a special resource that does this one niche thing, and I use it in these situations, like your Zarya bubble or whatever. Like I have I'm a character who just does attacks and attacks and attacks, but I'm also like a little bit of an off healer, like soldier. Like it's a soldier cooldown basically, because I have just enough bar to quickly cast like 5 little heals. And it's a unique.
This guy's just catching up. Welcome back, mage.
It's a unique resource that doesn't overlap with any of my other spells. So I'm in this weird situation where, yeah, like I'm DPSing the boss, but I'm like glancing at the tank's health here and there, or even the healer's health a little bit, and I'll just top them off here and there. I'll just throw a cheeky little side heal at people every now and then, because it's like, well, I got this whole meter that's just for this one heal spell and nothing else uses it. I might as well just throw it around every now and then. Make sure the DPS doesn't, make sure my healer doesn't die or my tank doesn't die, and then it just makes things all smoother. It's a really weird like niche role that I just kind of discovered for myself. Yeah, look at me right now. I'm covered in imps.
Yeah, I see that. You should sacrifice them.
I don't know why they're here, and I don't know how to sacrifice them.
Don't you have a spell that can sacrifice them?
I don't think I do.
Unfortunate. Okay, we need to get rid of these fucking goddamn
banish.
servitors.
Oh, he's immune to banishing? I thought that was a banishable thing.
No. Unfortunately, they are considered special mobs.
All right, there you go. Got him. There's yelling at me to stop killing the ads, kill the boss. Our tank didn't like that I did that.
What?
She's in chat complaining that I was killing ads.
What?
Yeah. Stop killing the fucking ads, kill the boss. Very polite about it too. See.
Sir, I think you're not understanding how WoW dungeons work.
Yeah.
See, you kind of just kill everything.
So yeah, one of the talents I could have picked earlier is Power Siphon. Instantly sacrifice up to 2 wild imps to generate 2 charges of demonic core. Which
that's nice.
Which when I reached the level for that talent, I had no wild imps and no demonic core and didn't know what either of those words meant. I still don't really know what they mean. Because guess what? Demonic core is not one of my resources, and it's not a skill I have. I don't know what demonic core means. Like, yeah, warlocks are a mess of tutorialization, where like you just gain things that just refer to other words, and you can't do like the pillows, like in like Pillars of Eternity and Tyranny, like they give you like a glossary, like you see a word you don't understand, you just click on the word and it tells you right there what it means.
Yeah,
and I could use that right about now, because it's like they're just like, what's a wild imp and what's a demonic core? I don't know, but pick this talent. No, so that's why I didn't pick that talent, because I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, this is why I usually sit on Icy Veins.
At this point, I have wild imps around me, so I can gather what they are, even if I don't know why they're happening. But I don't know what a demonic core is.
Demonic core is an item.
Because none of my skills are a demonic core, and like I have a health stone, I can summon health stones. And my combo point things are called soul shards, not demonic cores. So I'm really fucking confused.
It might be a PvP thing.
I don't know. I also thought this talent was weird. Doom inflicts impending doom upon your target, causing 378 shadow damage after 28 seconds. What? Supposed to wait half a minute for this attack to do 300 damage? Why would I wait half a minute for anything? All the fights are over in 5 seconds. If Doom kills the target, there's a 5% chance to summon a Doom guard to fight for you for 25 seconds.
For sure.
Like it's not a, it's like my core
this
talent.
This guy's just
like
running.
Weird.
Where the fuck are you going, bro? What the fuck?
Yep, he's acting strangely. Like if I, oh shit.
Keep running.
Where am I supposed to stand?
Yeah, just keep running. This guy's not, or he is stopping? Where the fuck is he?
I guess he came back. Oh, he's dying.
Oh yeah, he's dying. There's a whole fucking army on him. What is he focusing on?
God damn it, everything I cast dies. Okay, there we go. This is a lot. But like,
Tank isn't really keeping his target.
I don't know if you fully accept, I don't know if you fully saw how stupid that talent was. So like, it takes 30 seconds to do only 300 damage, where we have 2100 health. And also it isn't a damage over time. It waits 30 seconds, then does that damage. And then its additional effect is that it has a 5% chance to summon a Doom Guard. So after all those hoops you jump through, there's a 5% chance to summon a Doom Guard, which at that point, the thing you were fighting is dead, so hope you're fighting something else, I guess, to make it worth it to summon a Doom Guard, who, by the way, only sticks around for 25 seconds.
Which, yeah, this makes more sense in a boss fight.
Like, I'm so confused by that entire talent. I'm like, what the fuck?
There's a lot of shit that's like raid focused or instance focused, and it doesn't make a lot of sense in context of playing the game like it is supposed to be played, which what we're doing.
Yeah. So I did the obvious thing, which was demonic calling, which is every time I cast Shadow Bolt or Demon Bolt, it has a 20% chance to make my next call Dreadstalkers cost 1 less soul shard and be an instant cast.
That's ideal.
Yeah. It's like it's so like the other ones are so bizarre. It's so clear that I'd want to use this one. Like, oh, my summon Dreadstalkers that I use every time it's on cooldown because it's so useful to summon 2 extra things constantly. It just makes it an instant cast. It's a 20% chance per Shadow Bolt, which I'm definitely casting constantly, so it's basically always on. I also have another effect that I'm not entirely sure what causes it, but it makes my Demon Bolts an instant cast. Which the demon bolt's the one that takes twice as long to cast as Shadow Bolt, but generates twice as much soul shard.
Why is this guy just running to bosses? I kind of hate him.
I mean, he's clearly impatient. That's why he was like being a dick earlier.
fucking guy isn't even targeting fucking enemies. I fucking hate him.
Are you trying to target his target?
Yeah, but this fucking tank isn't targeting anything. He just kind of attacks the boss and then goes like, why are there ads?
That was unfortunate.
Go in the healing circle if you can. Oh, you fell.
Yeah, no, he booped me off. That wasn't... Whoops.
Yeah. That happens.
He just walked up to me and did a little spinny spin. I'm like, oh. There goes my...
What does that move do? Wait a second.
There goes my space on the DPS meters. I don't have them installed though. I never know.
Bro, we ain't even here. Can you ready check? Fucking asshole. Why?
Somebody else isn't there either. Did they also fall off? 2 of us fall off?
Might have been.
I don't know. We'll be free of him in a minute.
I'm just more confused about his actions.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of behavior that's encouraged when what instances get as easy as they are.
Which I get.
This kind of behavior isn't generally punished, so you can be really reckless, and it'll probably mostly work out.
Well, yeah.
And it has, because he's fine. Everything's fine. We've not wiped.
No, we won't wipe. It's not if we have a decent healer. Should be no reason we would die. I can't do anything with it.
I mean, half the tanks can heal themselves at this point.
Oh, that too, yeah. There he goes. Poof. Good job, team. And now it's this guy.
Oh no! There's another secret boss! Who could have predicted this? Oh, the humanity!
Oh no, it's another guy.
Okay. I would not expect a dragon to sound like that.
Well, it's a shapeshifter.
Yeah, but she's a dragon now.
Well, she's not actually talking. She's just projecting her voice using
magic.
magic.
Her voice should be doing like a thing.
It is doing a thing. It sounds like what it normally would when you project.
Her voice should sound like foggy or echoey or something.
Why?
It just sounds like a person sitting there talking.
Which is what she's doing. She's just sitting there.
No,
talking.
she's a dragon. She's projecting.
And now
mentally.
she is a person again.
She didn't sound any different.
No, because she is just projecting her voice like normal. This is a D&D spell.
Hello.
This is a D&D spell.
It is.
You can't trick me. I'm on to you.
What brings you here?
It's true. The truth. All right. Look
We're
at all
free
this
of
good
this
equipment I'm
weird
wearing
ass
now.
nightmare
I have
people.
nothing that's not. Everything I'm wearing is blue. That's pretty good.
It's a lot, yeah. I've
Normally that doesn't happen until
I just took off 2 purples because the blues are better than them now.
God.
I'm disenchanting my purples. It's a brilliant shard. Oh man, I remember when that. I remember when that was the hot shit. When you're all wheeling and dealing in large, brilliant shards, because that was the top of the fucking enchanting like hierarchy or whatever.
Oh yeah. What the fuck is this?
Load for me, game.
The only like enjoyment in this world are people are like political.
We've reached Dire Maw.
Comedians. Oh boy.
Oh right, we're
Can
looking
we
for
go-
mechs.
Yeah, okay. Well, there's backup mechs. The guy.
Is it still impossible to turn this quest in?
Oh, you know what? Maybe after we've done this this instance. Hello? You can also just not give me a mech, I guess.
Boop, 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 boop.
Do you not mount that guy? Or
It didn't like me for some reason.
mount that dude, yeah.
Hello? No? Okay.
Are you having trouble?
I was trying to see if the guy would respond.
Oh, you're
But
trying
nope,
to turn the
still
quest
doesn't
in.
want to turn in the quest.
Yeah, no, he's just like broken-ish. Just having a good one. Being unhelpful. Wildly unhelpful. Bark, bark, bark.
Keep your machines away from me, Blood Elf. You'll be cleansed from this land like the weeds you are.
That's racist, first of all. Second of all,
We have a recharge ability with a 12-second cooldown that heals us by 70%.
yeah, the recharge, yeah.
Haphazardly chuck grenades like rice at a wedding. No! Quickly, he must die. Quickly loot him.
All right,
Okay, we got him. He's dead. Okay, entering dungeon.
Can I do that while in a vehicle? No!
Exit the vehicle.
Did it kick us out of queue? Yeah, teleport to dungeon.
Okay, there we go.
Teleport to it.
Ooh.
We accepted it, but we didn't. Oh no, fucking dire mall.
Yep.
Fuck, this is gonna be rough. All right.
Here comes
the
the
other?
pain. Do 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 do. At least it's not one
This is
dungeon
actually-
anymore. It's now several dungeons. Just like the
Yeah,
other
but
ones.
this is where things start getting real dicey.
For those of you that weren't there back in the day, once you get past like level 30 or so, WoW is full of a lot of dungeons. Like, where like stock 8 is over in like 10 minutes, but like later WoW is full of dungeons that are just fucking infinite nightmares. Our tank died.
Yeah, our tank is
he just,
instantly
like-
dead. This is so.
Did
This
he
is
just
the
like
point
go
where-
running in?
Yeah, he definitely went.
Just thought he'd solo real quick. All right, okay, cool. He's back. Oh fuck.
He is back.
Nope. Ow. Shit. Shit.
Bounce.
I need to.
Alright, take the ads for. Okay, wait. Okay.
Yeah, I need a Voidwalker. Just defend me. Help, Voidwalker. Ouch. Alright. Alright.
Oh boy.
Why didn't our tank already show up to take the fucking aggro back? Oh my god. This is, off to a good start here.
Well, it would have been. Yeah, this is exactly the thing I was saying, which is this is the point where you start learning how bad tanks look like and what good healers look like. Today we have an example of really bad tanking. Just focus fire the lowest DP or the lowest
boy.
enemies you can.
Why is he dying so fast? Did he just aggro away too many things?
He did. These things do
Okay.
a lot of damage, and our healer has to be ready for it, or else we'll die. Dire Maul is rough.
He did seem to immediately aggro several people and turn a corner. So he was both.
Yeah, he turned a corner and just.
He was getting murdered and he was out of line of sight of the healer.
Yeah.
I just looked
not
over and
a-
I'm like, oh, everyone's alive except the tank who's dead. And then I made this mistake of approaching. I'm like, oh no, what have I done? Who wants to lead the way? I hope
The tank.
the tank.
Fuck,
But
who said that? Is the tank saying that?
no.
No, DPS is okay. Thank.
Yeah, I think our monk. I think our warrior. I gotta recalibrate. The monk is the tank, but the warrior is the DPS.
Yeah.
A little confused.
Oh.
You can't put your Fell Hunter's anti-spell casting thing on cooldown. I was gonna toggle it like the way you toggle taunt and be just like, just fucking go. Just interrupt whatever you see. Just do it. But you just have to like really quickly press control for when you see a spell that you want to interrupt.
Yeah, spider or bats.
Bats.
Nah, I'm just gonna go back to my imp.
Bats thing that's so fucking strong in groups.
Yeah, it is. That's its point.
I need
It's
some
an
better
AoE.
AoE spells.
That's an
I have
option.
multi shot, but it's kind of garbage.
It's an optional talent too. The
All right,
bats.
focus the wood.
The bats aren't
What
even
is
a core
this?
spell. It's optional.
Which is alarming because they are really good. Alright, now the big guys.
Are we always the top 2 DPS or something?
Yes. Right now we're the top DPS. So you're the top, I'm second.
Weird. Like we
no,
always
it's
have,
not.
because we always have a third DPS.
Well,
what-
that
so what
depends
are
on
they
if you
always
know how to
doing?
play your class, and I will tell.
I mean,
you
I barely.
what.
I'm just pressing my buttons. I'm not doing any. I don't have strategy. I didn't like research my character at all. Just pressing
Well,
the
it depends.
buttons
If
that are
you're-
there.
If you're doing, but if you're doing it in a rotation that's correct, then you will do the most DPS. I'm currently leading DPS now.
I mean, you basically do a rotation by just pressing the buttons that are available because.
Well, it depends. Like hunters have.
You have one spammable ability, and everything else is pretty much a cooldown.
So I have like Hunter has a rotation I need to do depending on what type of fight it is and depending on what enemy it is. So like I have moves for if I'm dealing with spellcasting single target. I have moves for spellcasting multi-target. I have moves for, non-spellcasting single target, non-spellcasting multi-target. I have like a lot of rotations, and if I do them right, I'm rewarded with high DPS. Some classes don't have to deal with this, like Rogue is a good example. Rogue just kills, and that is their job.
Get slice and dice up.
Yeah, hunters have a little bit more finesse, but they're not that much different. Like it's still kind of the same rotation of moves, you just press them at different times.
It's interesting learning my new rogue because he's full of weird buttons that didn't exist when I played before. I got a kick out of the fact that I had to get to like level 100 and then get a talent, and all that talent did was replace my weird dice rolling skill with slice and dice. It's like I had to hit level 100 to pick an optional talent to get slice and dice, which when I played a combat rogue in raids back in the day was the bread and butter ability of a rogue.
Yep.
Because the secret all along, so you watch all these fucking like Call of Duty no scope videos, fucking high kill cam nightmare things, like when you're watching those PvP videos that were hot shit where they played Linkin Park over them back in the day, and like all the big hype was when you're like berserker barbarian or your combat rogue or whatever was doing like big numbs. He's fighting a dude and just big numbs happening all over the screen. You're like, damn, I want to be him. He's my hero.
He got big numbs.
But then you get that, but through the science and magic of DPS meters, you learn actually big numbers are not how you DPS, because those big numbers are not nearly as sustainable as just a lot of sustain and a lot of like damage over time effects.
It's just a lot of dots. If you're not dotting, you're not winning.
So as a rogue, you would open with Garrote because that was the stealth damage over time ability. Then you would use those opening combo points to turn on slice and dice immediately, because then you would be starting the fight for like the first 15-20 seconds with like 30% increased attack speed. Because secretly, even when you're getting big numbers every now and then from crits, all of your damage actually comes from your auto attack as a rogue. Secretly, that's the majority of your DPS anyway. So getting slice and dice up immediately is how you do that. And then you combo up your 5 points so that you can use Rupture, which is the damage over time bleed finisher. And then you have Garrote and Slice and Dice and Rupture on at the same time that are all doing continuous damage all the time. I'll just wait for you guys because I'm nowhere near you guys. I don't have speed boosts. And the whole time, out of all those exciting poisons available to you as a rogue, the only real option was Deadly Poison, because that was the one that would do 5 stacks of poison damage over time. You had Slice and Dice, Garrote, Rupture, and Deadly Poison stacked all at once, and that's how you became like not only the top DPS rogue, but the top DPS of your entire guild during a raid. I would consistently top the DPS meters as a Burning Crusade rogue class leader raider. Wow, you're just going in there, tank, huh? You don't have a party. Okay. Risky moves there, but okay. But I was kicking ass back then. I had numbers for days. And yeah, like you would get if you had the right procs and you got enough combo points, you would throw in a little cheeky eviscerate every now and then. But you're basically just alternating between making sure Rupture and Slice and Dice never went down. Because you need that 30% increased attack speed, and you need that continuous poison damage, bleed damage. You didn't have to worry about poison because deadly poison was just an automated thing on your weapon that you put on before the fight. You just kind of
yeah. I mean,
you just kept your rotations up, and then you only really had to wake up that much when you have to avoid danger zones, or it's like one of those fights where you have to kick because it's like if you don't kick the spell to interrupt it, the raid wipes. Because there was fights like that where one person could wipe the raid by missing one spell cast, which is fucking anxiety inducing.
Oh yeah, I remember a lot of early instances of running tank and learning quickly that there are some bosses you as a tank need to be like cognizant of, because you have to do stuns and stuff like that on them. You have to learn like the trick. Yeah.
Oh, you got dudes on you.
Well, because the tank doesn't have any AoE aggro, and so I'm aggroing them because I'm doing so much fucking DPS. Holy shit, both of us are doing just so much DPS.
Yep. Oh, the tank's dead.
503,000
the tank's
DPS
actually dead
per second. Oh, is he?
Yeah. It's okay. I've got drain life and health stones. I have heals for myself.
Yeah, just make sure the healer doesn't get attacked. We need them. This tank is an interesting fellow, I'll give you that.
Yeah. He pulled that giant elite alone, which is both, not only was it in the wrong direction, but his party was running back still. Is the imp thing? Oh, now he's like, why did you release? Because we could have rezzed you. Oh wow, that person's mad at the tank too.
He's probably new.
Yep. So
he released? Did he really release in a fucking dungeon?
He has to run all the way back.
He has to run all the way back. He forgot the quest.
Oh my god, I can't. Evian is losing their mind.
I feel you, bro.
It's okay. We proved in our previous run we don't need tanks.
We don't need to.
It's true. We just beat the dungeon without the tank, and we're like, this is fine.
Fucking eat the rich, doesn't matter. Like, we don't need authority figures here. We can do it ourselves.
The warrior knows him, and he's... just throwing him under the bus now.
Guys, come on, man.
Well, I think the warrior knows him, which is... I don't know if this makes that more or less toxic.
Well, it's not normal for people who are legitimately on the spectrum and not probably pleased with being associated with being dumb. Like, when you say like he's kind of special on the spectrum, that doesn't excuse why he's playing badly. People on the spectrum aren't stupid. Just tells me that you're a bad fucking friend who isn't teaching your friend how to play the game properly.
What are our levels? Oh. Where's our troll? Okay, level 47 Zandalar. Okay.
Man, you were roboting super hard.
For just a moment there, I thought it said that he was level 24 Zandalari troll. I'm like, excuse me? How'd you get in here?
What?
I thought the troll was level 24 for a second. I was like, having a fucking panic attack. I'm like, how? How? Are you here?
God, your internet's just not happy with you.
Am I full robot? Am I incomprehensible?
Yeah, just like full on bot.
Oh, there you go. We're having good internets today. First my stream was breaking, then
part of the pandemic that we're learning about our infrastructure is built for people to stay home all the time, because
enjoy interpreting that comments. I can't wait to see your interpretation of what you think he said.
Thanks. Thanks, internet.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Can't go outside.
Glad you paid a little bill every month. Which you invested in your infrastructure instead of being stock buybacks.
He's just noise. Let's run the fiddle. Alright, this is the weird convoluted dungeon where you have to go in a bunch of directions in a weird order and figure out what the fuck's going on. I guess we're supposed to get a book?
Yeah. Wait, what?
We're apparently supposed to get a book according to Eviana in chat. A minute ago they're like, this tank I can't even, but now they're like, my bad. Now I'm the one who fucks up. Yeah.
I think Discord dying because I'm also connecting.
Woo! This is the end of the stream when the internet turns off. Oh, you're running into a wall. That's not a good sign. Oh, he was trying to hit numlock to run in a straight line, but he can't because it's the curvy hallway, you fool. We're doing it, y'all. I hope you all like my rotation where I just kind of press the buttons. I just shadow bolt over and over again, and then I use one of my 3 things that uses shards when I have them.
Seems like a good rotation.
And then sometimes Demon Bolt lights up and it's like, hey, I'm better than Shadow Bolt because I currently have no cast time. And then I press Demon Bolt instead of Shadow Bolt. But otherwise it's just Shadow Bolt. I've got 3 finishers. One of them is the one where I summon a meteor. And that one doesn't have any cooldown. Then the other one is the summon dogs, which sometimes has no casting time when it lights up. And then the other one is the demon bats. And those two both have cooldowns, so I cast them when they're available.
Is there a reason why?
And then otherwise I just meteor again. That's my strat. Don't wear it out.
Good strat. Where's that little gnome? Come here.
What's this thing do? You're dead. It killed you. A weird little briar thing to click on.
Oh boy.
It didn't seem to be important, actually. I thought it was going to be a quest.
I really wish this tank was better at aggro holding. It's really rough.
You don't like living in fear?
Less fear and just more confusion. Like, why is this guy running at me? He shouldn't be running at me.
His job is to run at that guy. Like, it's really specifically what should be happening.
Thank goodness I did 601,000 damage per second there. How much are you doing? Well, just reset.
Is it on like a timer?
Resets after every encounter, so that way it gives you a fair and balanced DPS.
Oh, every encounter.
Yep.
Wow.
Well, I mean, kinda. It's on like it's a kind of a small delay.
It's like unusual. I think the one I had before it would reset on like every instance or something.
Yeah, there's some that reset every time you leave a zone. So what mine does is it takes snapshots every time it stops, and then at the end of the instance I can go over the entire like the full
book of
DPS
incantations.
Yep.
That's what we're here for.
So like that time the tank did all the DPS. Or no, he didn't. Sorry, it was the other DPS, the warrior. Warrior did all the DPS. Mostly Mortal Strike and Execute. For you,
What is
it
that
was,
form he's in?
Dude, the Bile Scourge bombers are like your strongest fucking weapon.
Look at that rad fucking lizard form.
What rad lizard form?
What is that form? Cat? That's their cat form?
Yeah, that's a cat form.
Oh my god.
That's their wolf. Yeah.
No, not wolf. It's the cat form. Like that's the druid stealth form. That's a whole combat form where they have an energy meter.
Oh.
Yeah, that's like you get bear and then you get cat. Bear is tank and cat is stealth and DPS. That thing looks fucking awesome. Why it's called a cat form, which is hilarious because it doesn't make any sense. Because it's like a crazy, it's like a crazy ass tusked lizard nightmare hedgehog thing. Man, I remember when our forms were just like, I'm a cat with ears, I'm a cat with horns, and that was their forms. Nope.
Bats.
Andrew has abandoned us, but hopefully the fact that he's found follow means that the party won't suspect a thing.
Alright. I am. Let's kill. Sorry.
Kill the baddies.
Let's kill the baddies.
They're over there.
After this, I definitely need to go because it is late.
Yeah, it's pretty late. We went for a while. I kind of forgot you still have one more day of weekday.
It's fine because I'm shelter in place, so I can.
Oh, you're working from home, right?
Yep, I have to work from home until next month is when the shelter in place is relieved for YOLO.
For you, it's like great news, isn't it?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Because you don't like your coworkers.
I fucking hate going to work. I just don't work as well in an office environment. I'm not, which is fun because I don't even know why I go to work anyways, because when I'm at work, I sit in an office by myself in a room alone.
And get reported for playing video games.
Yeah, and then I get reported because someone will walk in and they see me playing games like, what do you do all day? And I'm like, fucking sit in isolation. What the fuck do you do all day? Like, God.
No, I hated my office job in the cubicle because it's so much time just kind of being like, I'm doing my time. I just got to exist in this room to make my money. Even if there's not really that much to be done.
I don't like this weird, like, very 1790s America style approach to
1790s.
The idea that like you have to fucking be in an office, you have to look at people in the eyes, you cannot work from home mentality that just never goes away, even though jobs don't actually need to be in person anymore. Like, I can do literally everything remotely except for physical setups, like if I need to, you know, set up a tower, a desktop, which I don't actually no, I don't need to be there to do that. I can go in at any time and set the desktop up and then just tell a person to go log in. Actually, I could just put a desktop, literally someone could set a desktop up and then I can connect to it remotely and set it up. Regardless, the point is that the majority of my job I don't actually need a person. I can just be at home, which means I could have core hours of, like, you know, half a day. So half of my day I could be at the office, and that's my in-office hours. And then I just go home and finish the rest of my shift, which I should be able to easily do because my job doesn't require me to be physically there. As seen by this fucking entire pandemic, my job has actually been has been perfect. Everyone else is fucked because they all need to be there. I'm fine. Me, my boss, and my other coworker are like, this is great. We love this. No one talks to us. We get our work done. It's perfect. Everyone else is like, how we need to talk to each other. We can't make this work. And it's like, oh, that's because your jobs need to be physical. Yes.
Y'all have fun now.
Yeah, and I get it. Some jobs do need to be that way, but some jobs don't. And the fact that I have to be there with other people who absolutely is weird.
All I needed access to was the data to do my job.
Yeah.
I was just operating with data in Excel, and I would just work completely in isolation every single day at moderating and dealing with this data. And it was mostly that if I essentially had a form that would check the data, so most of my job was actually me taking their data and then formatting it correctly because it wouldn't fucking fit because it was all wrong and unstandardized and shitty. So it was basically me fixing their form and data for hours and hours and then checking it against the stuff and the systems.
Hey, guess what? We actually have an entire fucking department that does that exact fucking thing.
Yep.
Because our service uses artificial intelligence to determine price of products. So a company like Walmart will say, hey man, I want to make a profit without making customers think I'm gouging them. What is the price I could reasonably charge without losing sales? And it looks at other companies and how much they charge their products and reports that back, which to a consumer sounds fantastic. I would love to have robots determine how to make money. The reality is robots are fucking stupid, and they need.
He's gonna sacrifice me. He's making it stop. The fuck is happening?
You'll
Spooky.
be fine.
I don't like that.
Just give a second.
Just teleported into the bad place.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
But yeah, the reality is like we have to have people go and validate data and make sure a computer isn't, being fucking stupid, which it always is. And so it's like this weird, like there are people that work for us that don't need to be at the office because all they do is sit on a fucking computer and validate numbers all day, but they need to be there because the company doesn't trust they'll do their job without someone parenting, like watching over their shoulder, which is
I would check in, look at Excel sheets all day, then check out. I would just kind of go on my breaks and my lunch whenever I felt like, because there was no real system for checking it or anything. And it was kind of known that if somebody came to my cubicle, they would startle me because I had not seen, because whenever it happened, it would be like, I haven't interacted with somebody here for 3 days. I would so consistently go all day without seeing a single person.
So I started.
It's been a decent chunk of time just browsing Imager because I was just just sitting here because you can't continuously look at spreadsheets for 8 hours straight. No one's brain can do that.
Well, you're not supposed to do that. That's why we have databases.
Yeah, so I would just go to my phone and just kind of browse Imager for a while.
That's basically why I used video games at work.
And then Google Office depression. Then find out about the weird detail of how the guy who invented cubicles wishes he could uninvent them because it was just this fun idea of this Swiss Army knife of office spaces. He just wanted to invent a cool desk basically, and seeing society be transformed by them for the worse makes him regret ever inventing them.
I mean, the guy who invented the open office floor plan did so with actual rhyme and reason for doing it, and so he literally built buildings, the inside of buildings, in a way that supported the open layout design.
But now we just jam people in a room.
Yes, now we just jam people in a fucking room, and we assume that we're going to get the same reaction without actually doing any of the work. So the idea is we're just copy pasting, but then someone asks us a question and we have no answer.
Oh god, yeah,
because we don't actually know how to. We don't know how to formulate answers outside of a generic just copy and paste. This is out of control. What the fuck is happening?
I'm a bit concerned.
They don't seem to be, but he's seemingly running. Okay.
Oh, it's a lot of dudes.
Okay, let's focus firing the one the tank is on. Or is he not on that one? Is this man? Wait, is he swapping targets? Super.
It's
Wait,
okay, we good.
I think this guy
Get
is
off me.
this guy's
Eviana's just
moving.
yelling at the tank again. Which, like, it happens. Iron Bark.
No,
the
she's a
redeemed.
healer. It should not happen.
Yeah.
If you're being a good tank, it should never happen.
The only thing I can do is fear, and I don't really want to fear something. You don't know where
Why?
to go. If you fear somebody in a
Oh,
dungeon,
yeah.
it can aggro anyone it encounters.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
you're right.
it's a big no-no button. I've never had a fear in a dungeon before, really, but I've seen other people have fears, shadow priests and yeah, like priests and warlocks and stuff, and they have a reputation of like wiping the party.
Yeah,
'Cause they get
multi-target
they
or
get attacked-
multi-shot is like that for hunters.
Yeah, they
You
get
can
attacked by
accidentally just,
something.
oops.
They get attacked by something, so they fear it, and then it just runs off to another group of mobs and aggroes them. And it's like, you're supposed to know better, because every humanoid you fight in the entire game runs away when it's low on health and tries to aggro more people to fuck you.
Yeah.
But that's one of the takeaways I had from playing vanilla WoW, was that, like, wow, that was like an ever-present mechanic you constantly had to be wary of, and the time to kill is so much faster now, and the game's so much easier now that, like, you're almost not aware it's even in there. Like, you almost won't even notice that people do run away when they're low on health, because every fight's not such like an engagement and a commitment that you have to be afraid of.
It is. Yeah, it is one of those, like, as time goes by thing. Start losing a lot of the context, and in that, but the spells still exist.
So as a modern player, you're just like, yeah, that's a cat.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, they just call it a cat. You mean the save icon? Like, just weird relics of past worlds, unexplained. No, my danger is that I tab target, so I just have to be make sure that I'm tab targeting another mob that we're fighting.
Oh.
And then I'm not tab targeting like a surprise dude, which normally the game seems to do a good job at tab targeting the people you're currently fighting.
Game's pretty aware.
But I've been shocked a couple times. Where it's like, oh, you did what?
Wait a second. Was he here before?
Lay gasp.
Oh my goodness, how much longer? Oh, we're almost done.
Yep, final boss. And then you can go to sleep, and we can go buy our heirloom gear.
The other side of this is... I gotta check what... I actually don't know what level my heirloom gear is.
It'll at least work till 60, that's the default.
Oh, okay.
But then you have to basically buy it again to get to the 90.
What's this person doing?
Uh-oh. You just aggroed that.
Yeah, you
Mr.
did, 'cause
Monk.
I don't know what this person's doing.
I mean, the monk aggroed it.
So the person's like stealth moving.
Goodbye.
Perfect.
I think I remember there being a trick to this guy, or one of the Dire Maul bosses, where it was like, in a boss full of nothing being a threat, there was suddenly like a problem.
I just know that you want all the mobs to be taken care of before you fight the guy.
That's what it is. The demon bolt is my ability that my demonic core is a stack buff, where for every stack I have, I get one more demon bolt that I cast with no casting time. That's what it is. You know the channel SVB for Overwatch?
No.
He did an interesting thing recently, which is it was a challenge to like to test the concept of like elo hell, and the idea that people are trapped in the wrong rank. So they organized matches of people where every single person in the entire match is of one rank, except one person who is of a lower rank that believes they are the rank that the match is, and they saw whether that team would win or lose. To be like, this guy believes he's
no.
diamond, so we got a match of old diamonds and one person of like gold that thinks they're that they should be in diamond. And we saw what happened, and like, it's the YouTube channel guy is like spectating their gameplay and commenting on it, and
damn.
it's like his most recent video, and it's like,
I kind of want that. I want to be a part of that.
to test yourself.
Yeah, to test myself.
I was thinking about it. I was like, that'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, could I? Oh, this is probably what Overwatch coaching basically is.
Because he's this guy that does like these really extensive. He's a guy that does really extensive guides about like a lot of really specific stuff. Because I think he's a coach for a pro team.
Yeah, that would make sense. I was gonna say this sounds exactly like a coach actually, which is like assessing.
Because he has if I'm not mixing him up with the other channel, he has like a coaching series.
This was the problem I was talking about. Was see, if you don't kill all the mobs, he eventually summons the entire room.
Oh. Yeah, we should have killed all the mobs. Oh well, they weren't that bad.
No, thankfully, modern WoW is very, very forgiving.
Yeah. But I think I remember getting wiped by this boss when I played him like 3 or 4 years ago, like in like Warlords of Draenor era, when I was leveling up, doing my original WoW series, I think.
He will not apologize. He is paying.
His health does not move. Wow, there it goes.
Kill the weed.
But it was interesting watching it.
That sounds super interesting. I'm gonna actually check. I do want to check that out now.
Yeah. I'll post it in the Overwatch chat.
That a lot.
It's an interesting idea. Generally speaking, the team that had that player always lost.
Really?
Yeah. The guy the team that had the guy who thought that they deserved to be in a higher rank pretty much always lost.
That's unfortunate.
What are they doing?
Nothing.
Oh,
they're doing this crystal thing.
I can't use that.
Wait, how does it work?
You can just right click on the little crystal. See it? It's right
Pick up
here.
a gem. Oh, there it is.
I can't loot that right
Already
now.
being used.
I can't loot that right now. I can't.
All right, so go ahead and teleport it out of dungeon.
Loot that right now.
Why?
So like right click on the eye to turn in your quest. Right click on the eye, teleport out of dungeon, teleport back in.
Well, I can't use the gem though.
I can't loot that right now.
What do you mean you can't use the gem?
I click on the gem and it says it's already being used.
Is there any other gems you can click on?
Seal of Felvine Shard instead of a Reliquary of Purity? Did I miss that? Was that somewhere else? Is that for this dungeon?
The gem I picked up from that was called a Felvine Shard. I did not need it for a quest.
Now there's no gem. So you just clicked on the red gem that was on the floor? I don't actually get this quest.
Did you already finish your quests?
No? The gem never, I could never do whatever you guys did with this thorn thing.
I don't think that's relevant to a quest.
Did you do shards of Felvine? Use the Reliquary of Purity to capture the Felvine shard?
Can you try it now?
Didn't you say you got the Felvine shard from
Yeah, I did get the Felvine shard.
this thorn?
Yeah.
Like there's just a little thing on there.
Pick any of them up?
There was only one red gem on the ground, and it just said that it's already being used, so I couldn't pick it up. Was there more than one originally?
Yeah, there are two. I picked up one.
Did it just not spawn enough for the party?
No, I saw one on the ground.
There's not one
After I
here.
picked mine up, there's still one there. I'm heading over now. If I can still pick it up, then I'll pick it up and give it to you.
Well, it's probably soulbound.
Well, then a new one should respawn.
It's an experience how often I end up Googling quests in WoW.
WoW does often have a lot of interesting legacy mechanics that your brain really doesn't want to remember.
No, not WoW Classic. Oh, WoW Modern, you fool.
Fool!
Pick up one shard only. Use open their inventory, right click reliquary purity. Motherfucker. It says people may screw this quest up for other party members if they pick up the shard and use the reliquary, then pick up another shard.
I didn't pick up 2 shards.
Some motherfucker picked up 2 of them. And then just left.
I bet you it was a tank.
And like this fucking game isn't programmed correctly to not let somebody just take them all so somebody else can't have them. I swear to fucking God.
Does seem like an oversight.
I swear to fucking God. I swear to fucking God. It is funny to me how they redid every dungeon so that it has a weird tunnel of some sort that points you back to the beginning of the dungeon. That we always just like for some reason couldn't use the first time through, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like those didn't used to be here, but they made every single one have like a quick return trip passage, so you could just quickly leave it. So teleport out of dungeon and teleport back in.
Where the fuck are you guys?
Well, there's no one else. There's no one else there. Anyway, I'm ahead on experience anyway, so this will just get us a little closer. Now I'm level 38.
You can quit it and then go back and do it.
Well, I can't. You have to kill the boss. You kill the boss and then the gem spawns, so I'd have to redo the dungeon, which would definitely make me ahead on experience, not behind. Singe magic. Burns harmful spells, removing 1 harmful magic effect from an ally. Okay. Auto cast.
Sir?
Cast upon master when he's unable to cast spells due to magic effect. Oh. Interesting.
So in good news, the tree is friends with us now after we killed it.
So it removes harmful effects, and if you set it to auto cast, then it'll make your pet do it on you. Huh.
Sorry for what now?
Let's see. Leave instance group. I got an ability that lets you remove a harmful effect from yourself, but your pet technically does it. Which means that if I have a thing that silences me or whatever, or like something that stops me from casting, like if the effect, if the negative effect is stopping me from casting, then my imp can remove the negative effect so I can cast again.
That's really fucking cool.
It's like taking advantage of the idea that the imp is a separate entity from me, which is an interesting idea.
I just got a random upgrade.
He's here! My god.
Yeah.
We can finally turn in our goddamn quests.
I think he was just waiting for us to actually finish all of
the
them.
tree quest.
Big shot, huh? Security.
Remember, you can't hearth. So
There we go. Yeah, but I think if you go to where our current question marks are, I believe that is a flight path.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I see the flight path icon through there. So you can turn in our current quests up to that where it says report to Horzak.
Yeah.
And then I believe you can fly from there back to Orgrimmar. And then we can set our hearth. either to we actually might even be able to set here.
Yeah, we can set here. That'd be.
They really stretch the definition of inns as you get through this game.
Well,
because I'm playing in a Legion and Battle for Azeroth, an inn is just like a guy that's just standing there, and when you walk up to them, your health bar starts flashing yellow, meaning you're rested. It's like this guy's just got a really resting presence apparently. God damn, I just leveled again from turning all these in.
yeah, I'm about to level.
I'm level 39 now.